How we doing? Hi guys, how we doing? Saturday night. Can't believe it's Saturday already. I tell you what, you probably can't hear it, but it's really noisy outside because it's Songkran. It's the Thai New Year. Every vlogger out there has gone out there and done videos about Songkran. I think the only two people in Bangkok who hasn't made videos about Songkran is Bangkok Pat, because I was talking to him today and myself. It's just I did a video about 2 years ago on Songkran and it kind of flopped. And I'm getting very old and long in the tooth now. I just didn't want to go out and get soaked in water. I've been kind of hibernating for the last sort of 2 or 3 days. Right, who we got in? Pork scratchings. Bleeding Nora, I thought it was 1,000. 1,000 what? Going to say hi to Stephen Hilliard. Is it Hilliard, new member? And also Jim is a new member as well. Don't forget the members live stream will be in about an hour and 20 minutes. There is a link in the description of this live stream if you want to be part of the members stream. Okay, just say hi to Chris Crypto Chris. How you doing, Chris? Super nice. How you doing? Ryan Seeger, hello. No name. Looks like you are getting there. Looks like others are getting their notifications now. Hi all, yeah, good stuff. Hi to Jim, new member. Is this the Jim that I went to eat with last week to the Indian place, the one I'm going to make the video about? I suspect it is. DNA-san, how are you doing? And right, I'll just put that up. Good interview with Tim Newton. Yeah, I was pleased with it actually. He's a very approachable guy. He's only got about 20. I say only. He's got about 20,000 subscribers. But when you think he's been going for about 6 months, I mean that is tremendous. I've been going for well over 3 years now, and I'm on about 47. I want to talk about this later because I'm gonna kind of change the style of my channel to a point. It's got a little bit stagnant now. It's been over 3 years, but no. Chris, Tim, he was a great guest. He was very open. I'd actually said to him before the stream, I said, if there's anything you don't want me to touch on, let me know. I said, if you want, I'll send you the questions over. And because actually how I do interviews, I don't prepare questions. I pick up on what people are saying. So I'll introduce the person into the interview. I've got no idea what I'm going to ask them. And I'll just start talking to them, and then things come into my head, and it's just like having a conversation with somebody. It follows on. The one question that I did want to ask him, which he hates getting asked, was why did he leave the Tiger? But I mean, he gave a good explanation for that. But yeah, it was a good video, very well received as well. Hi to Steve. There's a lot of people out there who I've met or I know. I can't name everybody, but I'll say hi to Steve down there in Phuket. He might not be watching. Jim, Jeremy out there. Who else have we? We've got Bernie. We've got Jesse who wrote to me today. We've got Geezers. You got an imposter, Geezers, actually. Somebody calling himself Geezer now. He trolled me today. I thought it was you at first. But a whole bunch of guys out there who I've met and who have said hello. So good to have you guys in as always. David Pipe, hello. How you doing? Real Rennie, you could post this same message every month. Just have it repeat because it's the same message every week. Good morning, Peter, and everybody at the stream. Okay, it's slightly different today. From a not so sunny Coca Cabana. Okay, good to have you in. Graham Hawkins, hi. Ty Billy Boy, usual crowd now. Carl Wild, Google user Toby Price, Rumbo, hi Peter and fellow members. Paul Hoskin, hello, fellow 40 to 60 Thai bar girl mongers. Well, don't forget the cleaners, Paul. Very important for you, the cleaners. Word around cowboy. How much? How much would you gentlemen to give a super chat for Miss Thumbnail to liberate them jugs? Yeah, they're nice, weren't they? I tell you what, I've got into a little bit of trouble this week with YouTube, not for displaying too much, if that makes sense, not for showing coconuts or anything like that, but they actually got me on a copyright issue and it wasn't my fault, and I actually received a strike against my account. And basically what happened is I don't just go onto Google and pinch images. You'll see a lot of my thumbnail images you won't have seen anywhere else before. I actually I don't want to tell you where I get them from because other YouTubers will go out and get them because there's some really nice pictures and all the backgrounds are cut away, and most of the time they're no problem. But I did write to YouTube. I said, look, I paid for this, but their attitude was like, well, the guy you paid for it, he pinched it and now you're using it, and they gave me this strike. So I'm having to be very, very careful now. So what you might have noticed on the intro, the girl's missing. You know, the girl with the blue bikini, I've taken her off. And for the members stream in about an hour's time, you know, the girl with a straw hat with the even bigger coconut, she's gone. And you know, the girl at the end, my exit, where you've got the nice girl with the flowing western hair looking at you, leaning over, that's gone. Because I just can't take a chance. And you know, when I do my stories, there's always that one every single video, when I introduce the stories, there's always that one girl holding the gala of flowers. She's wearing a kind of gold orangey coloured traditional dress, beautiful girl. I actually went off and purchased the license from a different company to be able to use that, because if YouTube come back and took down a video and said, well, you can't use it, I'd be screwed, because she's on every single video, probably 400 videos, that even if they didn't take my channel down, I'd be absolutely screwed. So I paid 20, I mean, it's laughable really, I paid $24 for one image to be able to license it to me so I can use it. So if YouTube, I've got an invoice, so if YouTube ever come back at me, then at least I can say, well, no, I've actually purchased this, I'm entitled to use it, here's the invoice, here's a description of what I can do. But you will notice a little bit of a change now. The regular thumbnails where I just put a girl on there, she's a one-off, that's fine, because if they have a problem and they want to get rid of that video or change the thumbnail, it's just a one-off video, I don't care. But the ones where I use girls regular, then you know, like the intros and the outro, I just don't want to take a chance anymore, and I've actually got rid of them. I'll say hi to Randy as well. Randy's had his I don't know what you'd call it, but he's been in hospital having his heart checked out, and all the best to you, Randy. I hope you recover. No heart attack or anything like that. Javier Lopez, hi Peter, how are you doing, mate? Great interview yesterday with Tim Newton, good stuff. Yeah, Donald Trump, the local YouTuber president in the house. Mr. Trump, good evening, sir. Kelly Harnett, good morning from Vancouver, 14 centigrade and overcast. It's 8 a.m. Well, it's officially the hottest week of the year here in Thailand, and I think that's one of the reasons they have Songkran like now. It's just so damn hot. You might have noticed I've got a little bit of colour to me now, because I went to Pattaya last week for a day, one night, and I spent 2 days on the beach. And I've got into a bit of a health regime now, because I went to see a doctor. I thought I had food poisoning. Do you remember I mentioned it last week? But apparently I don't think it was food poisoning. There's something else that's going around now. I wouldn't say it's COVID, so don't get worried. But there's something else that's going around that makes you vomit and feel sick and nausea. And that's what I had. And apparently you catch it on planes, trains, all that sort of thing. And it was a very horrible experience for about 2 weeks. It's gone now, it's completely cleared up. But while I was there, the doctor said I've got hypertension, high blood pressure. I've never had high blood pressure. So I'm booked in to go on the 21st to have some tests done, and maybe you could get put on some medicine. But he told me, he said, look, you know, you need to stop having salt on food. You need to stop taking caffeine. You need to exercise. So I've just completely changed my regime now. I've stopped taking salt. I threw my coffee away and I bought some decaf coffee. That's expensive here, like a jar like that. I think it's 200 grams, just under 500 baht, about £11, 12 US dollars for a jar of coffee, but it's decaf. And what I do when I wake up in the morning now, there's nobody upstairs at the pool in the daytime, nobody, because it's so hot. They come about 5:30, 6, 2 or 3 people, not a lot. But it's a great pool deck. And what I tend to do now is I get up, I don't even brush my teeth, I don't wash, I don't do my hair. I just have a drink of water, go upstairs with a cup of coffee, and I bask in the sun till I'm really sweating. And then they've got a shower up there, or have a shower. Then I'll jump in the pool, do a few laps, and then do what I've got to do on YouTube. And then I go back up there at 5:30 and I use the running machine for about 25 minutes, half an hour. So I'm trying to do that on a daily basis. I'm cutting out all the crap. I'm going food shopping on Monday because Songkran's finished on my new motorbike. And I'm just going to try and just buy fresh produce. But there's some things you can't avoid, isn't it? You know, my weakness is cheese. I love any kind of cheese, as you've seen on that video from Thai Airways. I shan't ever give up cheese. I do like a good wholemeal, a sourdough loaf of bread. You know, bread's carbohydrates. You shouldn't really eat it if you're trying to lose a bit of weight. But you know, what can you do? You can't give up everything, can you? HFC 65 High from Yorkshire. Toby Price, baking hot, 32 in Chonburi at 10 p.m. Can't keep the Leo cold. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got a really good fridge, actually, comes in this apartment, but I'm not going to drink during this stream because I'll be going to about 12:30 tonight with a short break. So when I come in on the members stream, I'll have everything lined up. I'll have a good old drink again. And we'll have the Monger Minute in a little bit, because I'm also going to show it at the end of the members stream as well. But the Ladyboy competition today will be in the members stream. So again, I'm pushing to get more members in there. George, how are you doing? Good to see you. I was thinking about you actually when I put that thumbnail up again, because you're one of the few guys I know who doesn't like ladies with big coconuts. You know what I mean? When we had lunch, you told me that. Right, Franco. How are you doing? Did I call you today, Franco? I was going to call you. I can't remember. No, I was going to call you. Then somebody called me. Frankel's there in the background. He's moderating tonight. Damon won't be here because it's his brother's 50th birthday. He did text me and let me know. Right, going back in June. Going to be quiet, but I can't wait. Yeah, absolutely. Jason, how you doing? Good evening, Peter. Happy New Year and happy Songkran and North London in the house. I don't know if you were in earlier, Jason. I just mentioned you. There's another guy. He calls himself. He's exactly the same pink square with a white G like yours is, but he calls himself Geezer, not Geezers. And he gave me some shit tonight about something, and I thought it was you, and I nearly phoned you up to give you shit back, but then I noticed there was no S on it, so he might be a troll. I'll have to monitor him. Richard O, hi Pete, loved your show with Tim. Let me get that up there. Pressing the wrong buttons here. Yeah, I loved your show with Tim the other day. He seems like a great guy. Yeah, very laid back, very good guy, very easy to talk to. In fact, I think that was probably one of the better interviews I've done. I'm not a professional interviewee, whatever you call it, but I'd like to do some more videos like that because I think people do like to see the other side of people. Like Tim comes on and he does the news, doesn't he? And it's all serious stuff. He has got a sense of humor on TNT, but the thing is, when you talk to somebody and you break it down, you say, well, you know, what do you do for fun? Do you like to meet people? You know, you've seen the questions I asked him. You can really get into that person's personality. And if it's somebody you watch quite regular, then, you know, it can be quite interesting. Now, I'm not sure what's happened to a username there. Yeah, I can't even go there. So, no name. This is the warm up to the members stream. Yep. Fat Tony, have the girls. Look, somebody asked me the other day, what's the difference between the members stream and the regular stream? The only difference really is that glaring still on my glasses? The only difference between a regular stream and the members stream is in the member stream is a lot smaller numbers, and we can be a lot more personal, and I can bring people in. If somebody wants to come in and tell us about something, I can do that, and I haven't got to worry about trolls and idiots leaving normal messages, shitty messages. You know, when you're in an open forum like now, anybody can come in and say what they want, can't they? And if we don't spot it, then it goes up there. That's the only difference at the moment. Leave it at that. Fat Tony, have the girls squared you yet? Not. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Square, is that squared? Squared you. Have the girls squared you yet? Uh, okay, I was going to say something. I won't. Say hi to Charles Saunders. Good evening, Peter and everyone. Special shout out to Franco and Damon. Well, Damon's not here, as I said. The Grand National's on today, isn't it? If you're in the UK, the Grand National's on. It's only lasts for about 10 minutes, according to Andrew. Andrew with the eye patch now, we'll call him. But I'm always competing with a football match or a horse race or a cricket match or something, aren't I? Right, Clong Andy, evening Peter, looking as splendid as ever in the fancy shirt. It's just a cheap shirt. It's not. This is a one I wore when I did the Knock story. You know, the girl from Patia. Paul Hoskins said that, but thank you for the compliment. I just want to say thank you guys again, because it's generally the same crowd in here each week. I just want to say a big thank you again to all those guys who did the super chats on my birthday. It was outstanding. You know, last Saturday was my birthday, and people were very, very generous. They were sending sort of $20, $30, and you know, it mounted up. And I think at the end of the month, YouTube take their 30% or whatever it is. I think they do on the memberships as well. And but it was still very nice, and it was you know, I wasn't hinting. Somebody's just done a super chat. That wasn't a hint to get it going. Jeff, you do it every week. I know that. Something towards the beverage fund. Hope you had a great birthday. That was total coincidence, Jeff. Thank you very much for that super chat. But yeah, I mean, you guys were very generous last week, and at the end of the night, I tallied it up, and it was a nice sum, really. You know, don't expect that every week for sure. Right, Philip Bradshaw, go keto, all the cheese, bacon. I tried it. I tried the keto diet, but the problem with the keto diet, I run out of ideas of what to have, you know, because with a keto diet, okay, you've got to absolutely avoid carbohydrates. Now, the thing is, I do like a beer. Now, you can't go on a keto diet if you're going to have a couple of beers because it's going to kick in with the carbohydrates of the beer, right? So I've got to kind of find a middle ground. And I think the way I'm going to do it is instead of trying to go for a short, like, yeah, I did 2 years ago, I made that video how I lost 25 kilos. I did it the wrong way, how I lost 25 kilos. I did lose them in about 6 months, but I put it all back on again because I did it the wrong way. The way I'm going to handle it is long term. It's a lifestyle change. I'm not going on a diet. I'm doing a lifestyle change. I hit 63 last Saturday. Okay. I don't want to die before my time. And I just think there's a few lifestyle things I can put into place. I think I'm going to hit some middle ground. I don't want to become a priest. There's an old joke somebody told me today, right, where a guy goes to a doctor and he says, he's about 60, and the guy says, look, you've got to give up smoking, you've got to give up drinking, you've got to give up having sex, you've got to give up having nice food, you've got to give up this, that, and all the other. And the guy turned around to the doctor and said, will I live to be 100, doctor? He says, no, but it'll feel like it. So there's a parody there, isn't there? So, I don't want to. The keto diet works for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for me because, one, I run out of ideas of what dishes to make. I even bought a book, Keto Recipes, but that didn't help me really, because there was a lot of work involved in it. I was at home by myself. So I think what I'm going to do, there's a number of things I can do without making too much effort. Firstly, I could stop eating late at night, which I do, which is bad. I should stop that. Secondly, I should have a long window of not having any calories. So if I have dinner at 5:30, 6 p.m., miss out on breakfast, don't have anything till 1 p.m. So only eat between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. The other thing is I can try to cut down on carbohydrates, not cut them out completely. Less pasta, rice, bread. If I go out to a Thai restaurant, instead of having chicken, cashew nuts and rice, I can have chicken, cashew nuts and morning glory. So you still have a nice meal, but you're missing out on the rice. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And then the backup also to help is start exercise. I've got a pool on the roof it's a beautiful pool. Why shouldn't I use it? It's free, included in the rent. I've got a gym with a small gym with a running machine and what have you. I can use that. I've stopped the caffeine. I've stopped the salt. So that's the way I think I'm going to go. And we'll watch this space, as they say. New member, who's that? Somebody's just come in as a new member. The real Benny Mac. Okay, good, Benny Mac. We'll see you in the member stream in a while. I'll tell you what. Let's do the Monger Minute now, because I'll do this at the end of the member stream, and it's not a bad one tonight. Right, hang on. Let me just sort. There we go. I can't find it. Monger Minute. There we go. Okay, Trent Hodge. Peter, love your channel, mate. Trent from Australia, back in Thailand next month for 4 weeks. Staying 1 week at my Thai girlfriend's village, Sakon Nakhon. I'm 37, she is 32. Is a Farang my age rare? I bet it is. I bet the other girls in the village give you the eye. I bet she's got a job trying to keep hold of you. Before I go into the other comments, I just want to, I'm going to be going a different direction with the channel. And I'll tell you what I intend to do. Now, all these Monger Minutes, Ladyboy competitions, Hooters Girl competitions, Spot the Thai Girl, all these competitions I've been doing. I was thinking about it today. I started doing them when I was in the UK because I wasn't in Thailand and I had to do something to fill the void. I couldn't just come in here and talk. And let me just say quickly, thank you to that. Somebody's get Motel, very generous of you, mate. Thank you. Tuk Tuk Gem Scam Pete, please Bangkok. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Not sure what the message means. Tuk Tuk Gem scam people. Oh, okay, but very generous of you. Thank you very much for that. Right, okay. So what I want to do, all those competitions, Monger Minutes and stuff, they take a lot of time to do. And the reason I did them in English is because I was filling a void, and I had the time. I had nothing to do all day, virtually. Few jobs around the house, you nip out with the daughters and all that. But generally, I had a lot of time in the daytime. So one, it was good for me because it gave me something to do. Two, I got pleasure when I seen people enjoying it on the channel. But I'm here in Thailand now, and what happens is, instead of me going out there and filming, right, I'm here doing the Monger Minute. I'm here. I told you last week the Monger Minute takes 3 hours to do, right? The Ladyboy competition takes a whole morning to put together, and all these competitions. I'm basically sitting in my apartment in the middle of Bangkok making these competitions. So what I think I want to do, as long as the Saturday stories come in now, I've found a way to cut down the time on the Saturday stories, because what used to happen is they'd come in and I'd have to manually edit them, and some guys' spellings were atrocious, they really were. And the slang words they use, I couldn't read them out. I'd get fired off YouTube. But some of them were good stories, but I wanted to read them, but I had to change them. I used to have to go through them manually, and they could take me up to 4 hours to edit them manually. I'm now using AI software to do it. So what I'll do, I'll just take the story, I put it into the AI, and I write autocorrect spellings and grammar in this story, kind of rewrite it, and it's like, it's so quick. And so I'm doing that. So as long as the stories keep coming in, I'm going to keep doing the Saturday stories. I'll keep doing the live streams as they are for now. But what I want to do is I want to cut out all the time-consuming things like the Ladyboy competition, the Monger Minute, and all that. I know they're fun for you guys to watch. It's a 2-minute Monger Minute, and it's great. But the thing is, it stops me getting out there, and I want to do some of the videos. I've got a whole list here. I want to do that Arab restaurant. I want to go to some hospitals and find prices. I want to try and find some alternative some alternative other stuff. I want to go to the IT Fortune Mall and show you what they got there. I want to go to a marriage counselor here on Sukhumvit, a professional company. They've got hundreds of girls on their books, and I want to go and speak to them and find out what it's all about. This is the thing I should be doing while I'm here, because you guys are sitting at home around the world, most of you anyway. You're either in the UK, New Zealand, Australia, whatever, and you're looking at this, and I'm making videos from inside an apartment. Well, I shouldn't be doing that, should I? I should be out there. I'm not talking about going to a restaurant and saying, hey, look, I'm having fish and chips like they have in England. Oh, look at that cod. It does look crispy. Then you take a bite and you say, yeah, it really does taste. I mean, that's all bullshit. I don't want to do that, right? But I know how the age of my audience, I've got stats, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to I don't want to lose the audience I've got, but I'm going to kind of try and change the direction and just see how it goes. I'll monitor it carefully, and I want to get out there and make some interesting videos for my audience. And when I say my audience, I mean guys of my age, like me, and I know what sort of videos you watch. You don't want to be watching, 200 teenagers down the road squirting water pistols at each other. Some people might, but I would imagine the majority of people don't, right? What you want to be knowing is the price of healthcare, the price of hospitalization, I can't even get the word out, the price of local hospitals, okay? Comparisons. You want to know where there's a good hotel at a cheap price, things like that, okay? So that's what I want to start concentrating on. I'm just waiting for COVID to pass now, because I'm kind of hibernating. I don't want to go out there and get soaked every day. It'll be over by Monday in Bangkok, pretty much so anyway. And then, I'll monitor it, and you guys can tell me, and, if you think it's crap, go back the other way, I'll do it. And if you think it's good and it's more interesting, I'm branching out. Because the other thing I want to do, I've kind of stagnating on the numbers now. I'm not quite 50,000, and I would like to appeal to a broader audience as well. So keep you guys happy, but try and bring some other stuff to the channel so that a broader audience can watch it and hopefully subscribe. So let's see how it goes over the next couple of months. You can tell me if you think it's not interesting, or it is. I won't go on one person's opinion, because opinions are like backsides. Everybody's got one. Guys moan about everything all the time. Other guys say, yeah, I really like that one. Another guy says, I don't like it. But we'll see. Right, Aussie Rules, I haven't seen you in the stream for a while. Good to have you in. I'm a 1 meal a day person and fast 1 week. I don't know if I've got the willpower to kind of do that. Well done to you if it works for you. Aussie Rules says, lifestyle change is good, Peter. Diet, exercise, no smoking, and moderate drinking. Nobody lives forever, but elder age can be a higher quality. Yeah, and I've noticed now. Just say hi to Michael Whitaker there, one of my very early members. Hi, Michael. Intermittent fasting with a moderate keto based diet. That's how I lost 40 pounds. Yeah. I mean, I'm taking all these things on board, but like I say, I'm not going to go hard at it like I did last year when I lost the 25 kilos and put them straight back on again. So look, all the stress has gone. I've left home. My wife's all taken care of with the house and everything. I'm here. I've got a nice apartment. I'm not financially struggling. So now is a time in my life. I've still got relative. You can see I've put weight on, right? But I need to make lifestyle changes. I'm not going to go on a diet. I'm going to do lifestyle changes. And like Aussie Rule says, diet, exercise, no smoke. I don't smoke. I used to smoke like 2 packets of cigarettes since I was 15. I gave up probably 10 years ago. Um, I don't notice any more money in my pocket, but I'm sure I'm going to live a bit longer. Okay, this is I'm getting a bit behind in the comments here. Ricky, I lost 3 kg in 3 months and exercise 4 hours a week, and BP now 125. Yeah, well, the one thing that's really driven me towards it, because I've always had normal blood pressure, always, and you shouldn't be over 140. That top number, that's the maximum. And they were, when I went with this last week to the doctors, I was registering anywhere between 150 and 160, which is too high. I have a friend who was actually registering 180. They put him on tablets and he came back down to about 135, which is okay. But, I don't like to rely on tablets and aspirins for thinning the blood and all that sort of thing. So I think once you reduce your weight and you get healthy and you're active, that takes away a lot of your ailments. I do know that because when I lost the 23, 25 kilos 2 years ago or last year, whenever it was, I get bad knees. They hurt sometimes, and they never did once I lost the weight. Just putting my socks on, I break out into a sweat, but it's embarrassing. Right, okay, this isn't the health hour. Let's carry on with your comments. Capio, how you doing? Keto is the most effective, but boring as hell. Agreed. Good for 2 months. For a kickstart. Yeah, I just, like I say, Capio, I tried the keto diet and I just ran out of recipes, and I've got a real weakness for bread. As much as you can cut it down, what I used to enjoy in the UK was going to the supermarket, getting a fresh, really fresh, crusty bread. You can smell it. It's just been baked that morning, And then I used to lay out about 11 o'clock. I'd miss that breakfast, but it was early in the lunch. I used to lay out, really beautiful honey ham, 3 or 4 different cheeses, all that sort of thing. I had yellow mustard, pickles, the whole works, and I'd eat half the loaf with all these toppings on it. That's one thing I miss about the UK, real fresh bread. Rocky Duggan says, check your testosterone levels. Okay, isn't that to do with feeling, randy? Tony Johnson, it's a bad day, Peter, when you have... okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay, right. George, right. People think eating late at night causes weight gain, but that's not necessarily true. People think this is because when people eat late, it's usually unhealthy food, but you can choose something else. I don't think it's great to eat at night. I just don't think it's necessary, is it? Because you take food to fuel the body, don't you? And you don't really need extra fuel when you go to sleep because you're burning a lot less calories. Your brain's, burning calories and stuff, but yours travels. Let's have a look. Where are we? Where are all the regulars tonight? Well, the Grand National's on today, Steve, at 5:10 or around 5. And there is a lot of regulars in here. If you go through the list, you'll see them. There's 1 or 2 missing. Clive isn't here. Paul Hoskins here. You go through the list. Most people are here. About 250 in now. Rick E, I just reduced calories to 15 per day. No keto required. Just eat less and a balanced diet. And I think a lot of it's to do with health as well. And the other thing I do, and it's quite difficult to do, but I do it. I buy a bag of limes here. They're quite expensive at the moment because it's not the season for limes. But I do this every morning. I've got one of those kind of orange squeezes, to get the juice out. So what I do, I take a lime, I cut it in half, and I squeeze half. I put the other half in. I squeeze it. I put a little bit of water on top of it, and I down it. And it's quite difficult to drink, but that's good, very good for the body as well. I understand. Okay. Capio says, Peter, Vinny Ventram donated 5 members. I know that doesn't show on your streamer, so you probably didn't see it. Well, That's very kind of very generous of you, Vinny. If you did that, Vinny, you've donated 5 memberships. That's great. Thank you very much. And I'm sure the people who got those memberships would thank you even more. So if you've got a green member status against your name, and you're thinking, well, how did that happen? How did that happen? It's Vinny you need to thank. Okay. Um, Ricky, Peter, you need more coconut in your diet. Really, coconut? Why coconut? I thought coconut was quite sweet. The thing is, if you eat Thai food, you eat a lot of coconut without actually knowing it. I mean, if you have something like, say, chicken Penang, that's like a, a chick, it's chicken dish with a Thai dish, chicken, and it's very kind of the gravy is very kind of milky and creamy. That's got coconut in it, so you might not necessarily know you're eating it. Um, Kelly, another classic minute. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be showing that again in the members stream, as I say. Right, Vinny. Ricky works perfectly fine. I've been doing the same for about 6 months and I've lost 15 kgs. We also coupled the diet with a lot of running, nearly 15 kilometers a day. That's a lot. I also, something else that's good for you, but I had to throw the bottle away because I couldn't stand drinking it. But I found a solution now just tonight from a friend. Apparently, apple cider vinegar is very, very good for you, but it's really difficult to drink it because it's vinegar. Okay. It's apple cider vinegar, but it has so many health benefits, apparently. Okay. A lot of people take it. And I bought a bottle of it from Robinson's supermarket. They sell it on the shelves. It wasn't overly expensive. And I did it for about 4 days. And I had to stop because it almost made me vomit. The lime's okay because like, but when this, the other one, the vinegar, so I thought, well, I'll never drink this. I can't stand it. So I threw it. But I found out today there's a product. Now I have got the details. I can only tell you the name of it. I can't show you a picture. If you're interested, but this stuff is called because somebody's just sent me it. Right, it's called. Hang on. Yeah, so it's spelled. If you're interested, if you're one of those people who would like to have it, it's spelled META, and it's got another word, MUCIL. Now, apparently, this is a fiber. It's very good for you anyway on its own. But if you mix that in with the apple cider juice, and it tastes like you're drinking tangerine. Apparently, it's pretty good. Okay, David, how are you doing? How is now with? I think it's your 3rd week of your new life. Did you know that it has been about 2 weeks that Eddie Sweeney has given up the drink for good? Great. Good. Yeah, well, it's 2 weeks. Good luck to the guy. I did it for 14 months. Let's hope he can stick with it. But in answer to your question, it's more than 3 weeks actually, because don't forget, I was here for 5 months before I went back. I went back. I was only in the UK for just under a month. Sold my house. It went very, very quickly and very well, very smoothly. Very happy. I've come back and I've now been back, like you say, about 3 weeks now. But yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, I don't know whether to make a video about it or not. I'm not sure if people would be interested in it. I'm not talking about me personally, as in I was married and what happened, why I came here. I'm thinking more about, okay, you're 63, you want to give up your life wherever you are and come to Bangkok. What are the challenges you face? What should you be prepared to do? What things are going to come up? I was thinking about doing a video like that, where I sort of say, right, I'm 63, I'm in Bangkok, I've done everything, I'm settled, everything's good. This is what I had to do to get to where I am presently, and then start off and say, well, I had to book the flight, obviously, and then get the visa. This is how I did apartment hunting. This is how I found out about shops. This is how I bought my motorbike. And I don't know if enough people would be interested in a video like that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it yet. But yeah, David, it's going well. It's going well. It's not going well this weekend because it's Songkran and I just don't want to go out and get soaked. Tom O'Brien, you're saying don't eat late, Peter, and do a twice a week fasting for 14 hours. It's not that hard. If you at 6 p.m. you can, yeah, I mean 14 hours is nothing. I've done longer than that before. Aussie Rose says processed sugar and sugar substitutes not good as well. Well, again, it's really difficult to give up everything. I haven't had sugar for years, but then I've always taken the artificial sugar. I don't think I could give up sweetener completely. I can't imagine drinking a cup of coffee with no sweetener in it. I can't imagine having my Rice Krispies in the morning with no sugar on them or sugar alternative. It's like I said, you have to do a balance. If it's too difficult for you or me, I'm going to fail, aren't I? And I want to do a lifestyle change. So I will change a lot of things, but I can't give up everything. Um, No name. I see this week's women wear slimmer. Okay. Yeah. Do you know why? It's really hard to find those clips for the Monger Minute. Again, copyright and all that. And I told you about the Thai girl who wrote to me and said, "Hey, you got my image. You got it off Facebook." And I hadn't. Somebody else had. And I got it off this guy. And I was lucky. She was really nice. She just said, "Look, I want it taken down." I was like, "Yep, absolutely. Apologies. I won't use it again. I binned it." And she was very nice about it, but she just wanted the image removed. Um, Right, Aussie rules. How you finding Songkran? Well, I had Songkran for years while I lived here, and there were times when I used to go out and buy a big electric water like a gun, a water pistol, and I'd go out, and the pickup trucks would be coming with the barrels of water on the back, and they'd be throwing water over everybody and putting powder on the face, and I'd be there with the battery powered, and yeah, 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. It was good fun. It was good fun, but I'm 63 now. I don't want to sound like a stick in the mud, but I'm not into that anymore. It doesn't entertain me. And the thing is, if I go out now and I go to Terminal 21 Mall shopping, somebody's going to throw a bucket of water over me at the end of the street. And then what happens? I'm absolutely drenched. I go into Terminal 21 and the aircon's on, right? And I start to feel freezing. Well, that's no fun. So I've just been hibernating. I've been working in the daytime, using the gym in the evening. And it'll be over by Monday and then back to normal. Roy Seals, I wish I was there. I'm sure there's a lot of people wish they were here. Pupmaster One, it will soon be a criminal offence to wolf whistle a girl in the UK. Hang on. This is such a parody. You know why? You've said it will soon be a criminal offence to wolf whistle. If you don't know what wolf whistle is, it's like when a girl walks by, right? Um, It'll be an offence to wolf whistle a girl in the UK, and they are talking about a 2-year prison sentence. My God. Honestly speaking, do you see that many girls in the UK that you want to wolf whistle? Really? You know, hasn't it become stupid now in the UK? 2 years for a wolf whistle? Ah, Oh, we were talking about the Monger Minute, the girls, weren't we? Okay, so let's come back. So I was finding it harder and harder to find girls to put into the Monger Minute because if I use girls from, say, Japan, people write in and they were not Thai girls. Like I had a thumbnail last week for the stories, really pretty girl. I think she was Korean, big coconuts. I thought she's gorgeous. I'll put her on the thumbnail. And I had at least 3 people write to me and say, she's not Thai. This is Thailand Bam. Why have you put her on? She looks like she's a Korean. And I'm like, does it matter? Is your life so boring that you have to write in and tell me about that? I mean, it's a pretty girl with big knockers. What's the problem? Um, Lots of input from you, Aussie Rule. Good stories today, Peter. The first story, the guys seem to be not well prepared. Well, you won't believe this. With the stories, by the time they're released on the Saturday, I've forgotten what they are because, like the stories for next Saturday, they're already uploaded because what I do, I've got a green screen behind me here. Okay, it's on stands like speaker stands with a crossbar, and I have to clip a the green screen up. And when you have a green screen, it gives you a crisp outline. If you notice there's another YouTuber that was just mentioned there. He has a picture, and when he moves, his head kind of does all this sort of stuff, right? So you have to have a green screen. But because I have to put it up and take it down, I record the stories on a Saturday for next Saturday because I put the green screen up in the morning, okay, and then once the stories are recorded, I can stay here edit them. But the green stays here because I've got the stream, then I've got the member stream, and then it comes down at the end of the night, and then that's it for a week. So when you're talking about the stories, the first one was good or the second was bad, I really can't remember what they were about because they went up last week. And the other reason for putting the stories up early is because I release them to the members on Tuesday. So there's no point in having a membership, is there? So they're up there, they're ready to go. But I will just say this because you've brought it up that there's one story for next Saturday, not because I've cut down the time. The upload time is the same. But a guy sent me a story that was really nice, good story, but it's a long story and it takes up the whole episode. So it's one story, but it's a good story. And I thought, yeah, I'll do this. I'll dedicate one upload to this story because I'm getting short anyway. And it's a nice story. I enjoyed reading it. I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing it. Right, Toby Price. I'm sitting in my salad in North Chonburi. Yeah, good stuff. Rub Lude, bar find a lady and only record here for the Monger Minute. Okay. Um, Dear Nissan, the competitors are a key feature of your channel. Oh, the competitions. Do you know what? Someone else said that as well. I might. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do a poll on this because I kind of get a guilt complex because here I am sitting in central Sukhumvit, okay, and I'm thinking I should be out there filming, right? But a lot of people are, aren't they? And a lot of people are doing these food videos and they're doing this and that, and I'm sitting in my apartment in the day putting these competitions together, right? But my friend said to me today, I told him, I said, look, I'm going to go in a different direction. He said, but people watch your channel because they like these competitions. They like the Monger Minute. They like the Ladyboy competition. If you cut them out, people might not like you going out and filming a hotel because other people do it. So I think I'll put out a little poll and I'll just see what comes back. And it will say something like, shall I stop the competitions but do more outdoor videos, or shall I continue the competitions but you'll get less outdoor, because I can't be outdoors and indoors doing the competitions. And I'll see what comes back, and if it's a big difference, I'll go with your word, as it were. um, well, that's another thing. Now somebody put, maybe you can hire somebody to put the competitions together, but the problem is, people want stupid money for, like, you won't believe it. The Monger Minute takes me 3 hours to do to get if I pay somebody, they're not going to be diligent where they get the clips from, right? They're just going to steal them from everywhere because they want to make their workload as light as possible. So if I say to them, right, I need 10 clips, it needs to last at least a minute, but preferably 2 minutes. They've all got to be pretty girls. They've all got to be bikinis. They've all got to be Asian, and they've got to be dancing if preferable. Okay, he's just going to go off and steal them, aren't they? Because it's easy for him to do. Whereas me, because it's my channel and I don't want to risk it, I'm very careful where I get the clips from. And to the guy who said they were slim this week, I get your point, because what it was, I was running out of Thai ones, so I thought, well, where else is similar? I went and got some Filipino girls, but a lot of the Filipino girls seem to be a little bit plump. Have you noticed that? And then the Japanese ones were nice, but they look Japanese, so they. Um, just say the comps are a good. The competitions are a good laugh. Reading the comments from the people who got them wrong. Yeah. Well, we will have a Ladyboy competition tonight, but it will be in the members stream. And if you're not a member, there is a link down there in this stream for you to sign up and come and join us in the members stream. Right. I've had some shit since been started to do the members stream. Some people said, "Oh, you know, it was good how you did it before. 2 hours, I can't get into it, and I don't like it this way and that." And yeah, I do hear you, and I hear where you're coming from, and I kind of agree with it. But at the end of the day, most other regular YouTubers like Nick Dean down there and Pat here, and the guy up on Walking Street there, Phil, and a lot of people, they do have a member stream. And some people say, well, why don't you do a regular stream on a Friday and do a member stream on a Wednesday? And the whole point of doing it this way is because when you finish a regular stream and say, right, well, I'll be back for the member stream in 15 minutes, I want people to say, shit, I want to be part of that. I'm going to miss out now. So I want them to join as members and come into the member stream. If I just did it on a Wednesday, there was no regular stream, people just wouldn't watch it, would they? Um, Paul Hoskins said, will you stop eating your favourite Indian food? See, that's a good one, Paul. The restaurant down the road that I really like, I always have like a dal, a piece of really fresh naan bread and some rice. Uh, I don't think I'm going to stop going there, but I think I'm going to cut out maybe the rice. So what I'll have, I know the bread's carbohydrate, but I told you I can't cut everything out, right? So what I'll probably do is I'll order the naan bread with a dal and maybe a piece of tandoori chicken, because that's nice, right? And I'll just leave out the bowl of rice. So I'm 50% there on it. I can't, like I said, I don't want to be a priest. I don't want to give it up. Steve, I'm about to lose 25 pounds on a horse. Okay. Well, that's a lot less than you lose on these Thai bar girls. Aussie rules again. Idea to consider: read one or two stories during your live stream might generate interest, discussion during the live stream. It wouldn't work, Aussie rules. I'll tell you why. Because when you listen or watch me read out the stories, they come across without any mistakes. There's no coughing or farting or spluttering. I don't make any mistakes. Do you think that's natural? Do you think I can speak like that for 30 minutes, week after week after week, and I never make a mistake? No, there's lots of mistakes. When I tell the stories, if it's 30 minutes long, it takes me a couple of hours to edit it out. I'm reading it and I read it wrong. I think shit. And I actually say shit. It comes out in the story. And what I have to do, I have to go back, cut that out, do another reading, put it together so that when it's read out on a Saturday morning, it's one continuous. You don't notice the cuts and the breaks. And if you look at the video, sometimes you'll see a kind of fade in and out of my head. So I'll be talking, and then my head will kind of fade in and out. And the reason I do that is because when you chop a video, you could be like this on the one, and the other video you're looking that way. So when the video's gone, it does that really quick and it looks false, right? But when you have that little bit of a fade in, fade out, you don't notice it because it's camouflaged it. But it'd be great if I could. I just couldn't read those stories out so well. Somebody else said to me, why don't you put your voice into an AI, and then the stories can be read out by the AI? You don't even have to be here. Well, people are going to unsubscribe, aren't they? I mean, if you tuned in on a Saturday morning, there was a kind of robot reading out the stories, it wouldn't be as good, would it? Right, Charles Saunders said, D&E son, you're right. I agree about the competitions. Okay, all right. Well, I haven't ruled it out. It was just an idea. So, like I said, I'll put out a poll this week, and we'll see what comes back. Because maybe the competitions are. Maybe I can think of a better way to do the live streams as well, because I don't like only doing an hour's live stream for you guys here, because it'll be ending in 10 minutes, right? It used to be 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours was an epic one with Mr. Sweeney. But it's really hard to please everybody all the time. Right, Richard Harris says, no need for trendy diets, get plenty of exercise. Okay. Geezers, by the way, I wouldn't badmouth you, Peter, period. You know that. Yeah, of course I know that. I mean, I wouldn't even ask you if you badmouth me. It was just, I seen the name and I thought it was you because it said geezer. Right, Vinny, the problem with going too hard on a weight loss plan is that you're not sustainable. You can't starve yourself and go to work out 2 hours a day for a long period. It gets absolutely. I've learned the hard way, and you're right. Let me just see, who's that new member. Mara, is it? New member. Welcome to the members, as it were. We'll see you in about half an hour in the member stream. Yeah, you're right, Vinny. I mean, that's what happened to me. And when I went on my hard crash diet last year or the year before, and I lost the 25 kilos, there were days I just had to lay on the sofa all afternoon because I couldn't move. I just had no energy. So I think the way to do it is gradually cut out all the shit, basically. The Western diet has become poison, hasn't it? You look how they eat here in Thailand. David Barnett will be back in Thailand in 14 days. Looking forward to healthy food and exercise. Yeah, absolutely. It is possible to eat very healthy here in Thailand. Rocky says, for fat loss, low testosterone levels, more body fat. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got low testosterone levels. Right, Bernie, how you doing? I did mention you at the beginning, this Bernie. Hi, Peter. Good to be in the stream. So despondent with the daily patty news, full of accidents, thefts, arrests, murders, suicides, scams. No real good news. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I do like going down to Jumpton Lane on the beach all day. But like I've always said, I don't think I could live there. It is a wild city, isn't it? I'll tell you what's bad at the moment is the pollution. It's terrible. I went up on the roof today, and you look, and it's just a yellow haze across the city. It's so unhealthy. I like going up onto the roof and sitting by the pool, but you look in the distance and it's not like it's over there and it's not here. It's just a haze, a yellow haze. Of course, the rainy season will be here soon. And okay, it's bad that it's wet, but that should wash all that away and take away all that pollution. Because at the moment, there's no wind and all the traffic and everything. The pollution is real high. It's about 3 times higher than the safe levels. I've got one of these air purifiers here. I'm lucky it was here when I moved in. They're about 20,000 baht. It's a big thing, and it really shifts the air through. And sometimes it like beeps in the red, and that means the air's bad. So yeah. I don't know. I think if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I definitely wouldn't live in Bangkok, 100%. Dr. Inviso, sounds good and fresh. I'm always curious what restaurants are around a specific hotel, not Pacific, that's the ocean, isn't it? A specific hotel. Looking at the bathroom isn't 100% informative. Where can you go within walking distance of a given hotel? Yeah, and the thing is as well, if you're checking on one of these hotel websites, they don't tell you the bad points, they only tell you the good points, don't they? I don't quite get that, Bernie. This could be your gap. Not sure what that means. Right. Andrew the Drew. Just quit sugar altogether, like me, laugh out loud. I hadn't touched a sweet drink since the beginning of January. The thing is, it's really hard to give up sugar because it's in everything. I don't know if you know this, but if you order a pizza, that's got something like 5 I don't know if it's tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar in it or on it, or, mixed in with the dough or everything. I get bread from 7-Eleven now for a bit of toast in the mornings sometimes. And it used to be that 7-Eleven didn't sell great bread. It was crap. I mean, it used to be really sweet to the point it was like eating a donut. But these days, they have got some reasonable breads in. They've got one called sandwich bread, which is white. They've got another one that says all wholemeal, and it's a bit thicker, and that's the one I buy. And I had poached eggs on toast for lunch with no salt, right? Oh, it was all right. But I was eating the bread and I thought, it tastes kind of sweet, slightly. It wasn't like the old days where it was like, oh, it's full of sugar. It was like normal bread, but it just slightly, there was something there, and you think, there's sugar in this, and it's really hard to give it up, isn't it? Yeah, Toma. Hi, hello, Peter. Glad to be in the live stream today. Yeah, glad to have you in, Toma. Bit late, but better than never. Right, Chris, what are your plans for the channel over the low season? This season doesn't matter to me, Chris. It's not like I'm looking for events. Like some YouTubers are focused on one particular area. They'll do CB Media. He's a petrol head, isn't he? He does all the car shows, and great channel, great following. He did the long tail boat thing, which boosted his channel. But for me personally, it doesn't make any difference whether it's low season or whether it's high season. I plod along in my own way. I do my own thing, and yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any difference. Um, yeah, I know, but wait, yeah, okay, I'm gonna bypass that. Don, is it Don 1560? Hi Peter, just watched your video with Tim Newton. Great interview. Yeah, I mentioned this at the beginning. It's probably one of the better interviews on my channel. That and the one with Sheila. Peter, I started losing weight as soon as I started having my main meal at lunch. A smaller meal at the end of the day makes all the difference. Okay, I'll remember that. I'm going to try all these things that you suggest. A lot of people saying that they enjoyed the Tim Newton interview. Uh, like I said to you earlier, I mean, Tim's a newsreader, isn't he? And he's very interesting to talk to. But when I interview, because when you do an interview, you pre-interview somebody. So what happens? You don't just bring them on and away you go. You have a kind of mini. I did like what we call a private live stream, and I just talked to him like one on one, nobody else in the background or anything. And I'm kind of asking him, and he's kind of thinking. Tim was kind of thinking, well, we can talk about this that's going on in Chonburi, and we can talk about this that's going on in Pattaya, and this is going on here. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that, Tim. What I want to do is I want to talk about you. I don't want to talk about news. I don't want to talk about stuff like that. Let's talk casually. Let's talk about how you got here. Let's talk about why you're here. Let's talk about your aspirations for the future. Let's have a conversation like two mates, two friends. And I think that's why it went very well. That's exactly how we did it. Ricky says coconuts as in the lady type. Yeah, you got to be polite on YouTube. So my code word is coconuts. Right. No name. STE Billabo Vinjay. Thanks. Okay, so you're thanking for a membership there. Paul Hoskins said, apple cider vinegar, I've drunk worse. I can't think of much worse. I actually threw the bottle away. It was so disgusting, but it is supposed to be good for you. Isn't it strange that everything that's good for you is either boring or tastes like shit? Fat Tony, you want the one with mother in it, and you are supposed to dilute it in a glass of water, Pete. Yeah, I didn't drink it out of the bottle straight. I mean, I did put water in it, but it still tasted shit. You want the one with mother in it. What does that mean, mother? Nick says they sell apple cider vinegar pills. I'd rather drink it. It's quicker, isn't it, Nick? The one thing I can't do is garlic. You know how much I hate garlic, and they do these garlic capsules supposedly good for you. And I'm sure it is. It's a natural antibiotic, but I tried one once. I thought, well, I won't taste it. I won't smell it because it's a capsule. Jesus, burping for 2 days. I nearly made myself vomit. Never again. Mercy Pool. I'm going to say hi to a few people because we're nearly done on this stream, guys. Mercy Pool. Thomas Wynn, how you do? Try putting honey in with the apple cider vinegar. Taxi Talal, yes, you meant to put the apple cider vinegar in water, which I do. It cured my indigestion problems. Yeah, I take medicine for indigestion. Richie HH, the only reason why you should eat at night is if you're trying to gain weight. Okay. Vermont May, Peter. Okay. it says it's an American laxative, whatever that word is. I'll just put that up there. Bernie, how does it feel to be 63? I turned 64 in August. I feel the same as when I was 23. The only difference is I can't stay awake partying all night and then go straight to work at 9 in the morning. You know, your body says no. Right, RTM, yes, I turned 63. I'm thinking the same thing. Please elaborate if you can. Tired of the craziness in Los Angeles. Yeah, okay. About coming here, you mean? Yeah, the light, changing the life, as it were. Mara, just do it. Better than the only video. Just do it. Better than only one video per week. Okay. Fat Tony, AVC is acid but becomes alkaline once consumed in the body. Okay. Roy Skelton, add honey. Yeah, okay. A lot of people saying that, add honey. David Pipe, for coffee, I used to have it with milk and sugar. I first replaced the sugar with honey. Then after a while longer, I stopped adding honey. Now I have it only with milk. Okay. I lost 30, Nike 00789. I lost 30 kg from a high protein, low carb diet. Yeah. DNA and triethanol, is it, as a substitute for sugar, as the body cannot process it. It tastes like sugar. Win-win. Okay, lots. What I'll do tomorrow, I'll go through this live chat and I'll read every one of these comments and I'll make notes and anything that I think's interesting, I'll give it a go. Road trip round. Hello, Peter. What do you recommend getting from the airport to downtown? I'm coming for the first time in December. The train looks good. Right, really quickly, because we're really done. If you're coming by taxi, don't go downstairs to get it and pull a ticket and all the rest of it. Go upstairs to departures. They're dropping off all the time. Much easier to get a taxi and you can do the deal of a lifetime. James Kearney, hi Peter, could you just show a back catalogue of Monger Minute from time to time? Call it Classic Monger Minute. I could make up probably about half an hour of Monger Minutes, but it's the same music all the way through. It'd get boring, wouldn't it? Richie HH, I was looking at going to Thailand this Easter, but I heard the air pollution is bad at the moment. Is there something that's going to get worse over time? It should get better if it rains, but you won't be much better off in Pattaya because it's polluted. It gets polluted down there just as much as here. The only place that is probably relatively unpolluted is Phuket, because it's an island, and like Tim said in the interview, it normally goes from green to moderate. It doesn't get higher from moderate. Richard Woolley, why not the question of taking out Monger Minute and competitions to your audience? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a poll out probably tomorrow. Good evening, Peter. Late, but made it. Just about to be done, Randy, but you are a member, so we'll be starting again in 15 minutes. Soy Dog, hi, Peter. Shame about the elephants still being dragged around Udon. Yeah. That used to happen in Bangkok. It's finished now. They don't allow them in Bangkok. Thank God for that. Uncle Nene, keep the Monger Minute and competitions, okay? But then I'm going to have to sacrifice 1 or 2 days going out. So as long as you're okay with that, I don't mind. But I'll put the thing out there. But I have to say the food videos, the bar videos, the hotel videos all get the numbers. Once channels try to change, it normally doesn't work. It's true. It's very true. I'm going to be very careful. Vermont mode, stop the competitions and get out. Vermont mode. Peter, very nice shirt. Quite the dapper, actually. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Oh, I thought there's something on my shirt. It's on the screen. And believe it or not, guys, that is it. That is the hour. So I can see most of you are members. Those who aren't, there is a link down there. But I'll be back. I'm going to get some beers. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'm going to load up. And then, yeah, I'll be back for the member stream. Thanks for being part of this. And, yeah, I'll see you soon. I've actually lost the ending. That wasn't a very good. Hang on. There we are. All I want